The philosopher Marcus Aurelius says, "Know that life equals one thing, our constant battle against our weak emotions and destructive desires. Each of us lives an internal struggle, a battle that places us face to face with our urges and desires. Those inner voices calling us to rest, to relax, and to surrender. Are we slaves to these voices, or are we masters over ourselves? Do we succumb to our emotions, or do we control them?" These are the questions that guided the Roman philosopher Marcus Aurelius in every step of his life. In this video, we will explore how Stoicism, a philosophy proven through the ages, can become your greatest weapon in your inner battle. We will cover 10 pieces of advice from Marcus Aurelius's wisdom on building self-discipline, which is the primary weapon in facing life and overcoming its challenges. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like it and share it with others who may benefit. Subscribe to our channel for more inspiring content and share your thoughts and experiences in the comment section. Now let's begin discovering how to create positive change in our lives from the moment we wake up. 1. Self-discipline begins with finding your purpose. If you reflect on the lives of those who have achieved great accomplishments, you'll find a common thread among them all. They were fully aware of the goal they were striving for. A goal isn't just a vague idea or fleeting desire. It's the force that drives you to wake up each morning with enthusiasm, the flame that lights your path amid storms and difficulties. When we talk about self-discipline, we cannot separate it from the goal. How can you impose discipline on yourself without knowing why? Without being driven by something greater than yourself? The goal is the compass that directs all your actions and decisions. Without it, life becomes just a series of random events, tossed around by the waves of life from place to place without direction. But let's delve deeper. Finding a goal isn't just about determining a job or material achievement. It's about knowing what makes you feel that your life is worth living. Your goal might be serving others, mastering a particular art, or even achieving inner happiness and tranquility. What matters is that this goal comes from deep within your soul, not just an idea planted by others. Self-discipline isn't something you impose on yourself by force, but rather a natural result of a deep connection to your goal. When you find this goal, self-discipline becomes part of you. Every obstacle becomes just a step toward achieving this goal. Momentary desires and distractions become less important because you're focused on something bigger and greater. Marcus Aurelius says, "Every morning wake up with the thought, what is the goal I am working to achieve today?" This isn't just advice, it's a way of life. If you want to achieve self-discipline, start by finding your purpose. Make this purpose clear in your mind and let every action you take be a step toward achieving it. With every step you take toward your goal, you'll feel an increase in your inner strength. You'll feel satisfied with yourself and begin to see the results you've always dreamed of. But remember, the goal isn't the end of the journey. It's the beginning. It's the motivation that will drive you forward even when the road is dark and arduous. In this video, we will continue exploring how to build this self-discipline and how it can lead you to a life filled with meaning and accomplishment. Stay with us and discover how you can become the master of your life. 2. Be present every day. Life flows like a river, but we often get lost in thoughts, either drowning in regrets of the past or worrying about the future. How many times do you find yourself preoccupied with what will happen tomorrow or what happened yesterday? Perhaps you feel that time slips through your fingers and that you're losing the present moment. But if there's one thing we can be sure of, it's the moment we live now. The Stoic philosophers taught us to be present in every moment, meaning to live our lives fully, to be aware and mindful of what's happening around us. Presence isn't just physical presence. It's mental and spiritual presence. To feel every detail of your day, to savor the taste of coffee in the morning, to listen to someone's conversation with full attention, to be aware of your thoughts and feelings without impulsively following them. The present is the only time we truly own. Yesterday has passed, and tomorrow hasn't come yet. What matters is now. This moment you live now is the moment that shapes your life. When you are present, you become better able to make the right decisions because you aren't confused by thoughts of the past or anxiety about the future. When you live every moment with full presence, you begin noticing details you might overlook if you're distracted. You start seeing beauty in simple things and gain depth in your experience of life. Marcus Aurelius invites us to be present because if we lose touch with the present moment, we lose touch with life itself. Think of it as a kind of training. Every day, try to be present in everything you do. When you notice your mind wandering to the past or future, gently bring it back to the present moment. It will be difficult at first, but with time, it will become a habit. And with this habit, you'll find that your life becomes richer and more meaningful. Presence isn't just about living the current moment. It's also about controlling your thoughts and emotions. When you are present, you become better able to manage your reactions. When you face a challenge, instead of reacting emotionally, you'll be able to pause and think, what is the best response in this moment? How can I deal with this situation in a way that reflects my values as a conscious and responsible individual? Self-discipline starts with presence because when you are present, you're in control. You understand what's happening around you and can choose the appropriate response. This presence ultimately leads to a more disciplined, balanced, and profound life. Stay with us because this is just the beginning of our journey towards self-mastery and achieving complete discipline in our lives. What we will explore in the rest of the video will help you apply this philosophy deeply and comprehensively in every aspect of your life. 3. Rely on yourself. Deep within every person lies a natural desire to seek support, to share some of their burdens. We turn to others for advice, protection, or even comfort. But what if I told you that this desire to rely on others could be a double-edged sword? It tends to push us toward weakness, dependency, and moving away from the true power within us. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor philosopher, lived under immense pressure. He didn't have the luxury of relying on others to lead the Roman Empire. Instead, he knew that his true strength lay in relying on himself. He understood that real wisdom and knowledge come from within, not from external sources. He said, "Do everything as if you depend solely on yourself, and accept everything that happens as if it's destined." When you rely on yourself, you become the master of your fate. You won't have to wait for others to lend a hand because you'll possess the power to rise on your own. Self-reliance is the beginning of everything. It's the spark that ignites the fire of self-discipline. But how can we achieve this? 1. Understand that true power comes from within. There's a misconception that successful people are those who have all the resources and support around them. In reality, success begins within, from a firm belief in your ability to overcome obstacles no matter how difficult. Don't wait for circumstances to improve or for people to change. Work on yourself, develop your inner strength, and use it to propel you forward. 2. Practice making decisions on your own. Making decisions can be exhausting, but it's an integral part of self-reliance. Marcus Aurelius said, "Stop looking outward for what you need. Look inside yourself because everything you need is already there." Difficult decisions are what shape a strong person. Don't fear mistakes. Every decision is a new lesson that adds to your wisdom and strength. 3. Remember that self-reliance doesn't mean isolation. Self-reliance might seem like withdrawing from others, but the truth is that a person who truly relies on themselves knows how to contribute to a strong and independent community. They know their value and understand when to offer help and when to ask for it if necessary. Ultimately, when you rely on yourself, you become free. Free from the constraints of expectations, the fear of failure, and the constant need for others' approval. You become the person who can stand firm in the face of storms because you know that you are the true power behind your success. Remember, if you can rely on yourself, you've already begun the journey of building self-discipline. Continue this journey and keep watching to learn more about harnessing this power to build a life filled with wisdom and balance. 4. Train yourself to endure hardship willingly. In a world where everyone seeks comfort and ease, hardship is a forgotten weapon. We live in a time that promotes a culture of comfort, where pursuing an easy life is a goal many strive for. But let's ask a simple question. Does true strength come from comfort? Seneca, the famous Stoic philosopher, said, "You cannot discover strength in comfort. True strength isn't indulging in luxury, but the ability to face difficulties and endure hardship willingly." In this context, let's view hardship as the cornerstone of building self-discipline. Challenging yourself, hardship as a tool. Hardship isn't just an external condition forced upon us. It's a tool you can use willingly to strengthen yourself. When you consciously decide to tackle tough challenges, whether physical or mental, you're actually training yourself to take control. You're teaching your mind and body to follow orders rather than the other way around. For example, consider a simple exercise, waking up early despite the strong urge to sleep. That moment when you choose to get out of bed despite the warmth of your blanket is a small victory over yourself, but it opens the door to greater victories in the future. How to turn hardship into a habit. It doesn't require throwing yourself into extreme difficulties suddenly. Start gradually. Set small daily challenges for yourself. It could be fasting from eating a certain food for a period, exercising despite fatigue, or even resisting the urge to check your phone repeatedly. The key is to train yourself in self-discipline through small challenges, because those small difficulties will build a strong foundation you can rely on when facing bigger challenges in life. Benefits of choosing hardship willingly. When you choose hardship willingly, you'll begin noticing radical changes in your life. You'll become better able to handle external pressures. You'll be capable of facing harsh conditions with stability because you've trained yourself not to be enslaved by comfort. It's like training in the gym. At first, the weights may feel heavy and the hardship significant, but with every challenge you face, you grow stronger, and the weights become lighter and the hardship diminishes. Similarly, life's challenges may feel heavy at first, but with consistent training, you become stronger and more capable of handling them. Ultimately, true strength comes from the ability to face difficulties rather than avoiding them. Every challenge you choose willingly is an opportunity for growth, and every hardship you endure willingly is a step toward true freedom. The freedom to control yourself, face life courageously, and continue on the path toward achieving your goals. So don't fear hardship. Embrace it, welcome it, and benefit from it to become a stronger version of yourself. This is where true strength lies. 5. Don't assume the role of a victim. In our daily lives, we all face difficult situations and challenges that may sometimes seem unsolvable. You might find yourself in a situation or dealing with a person who makes you feel wronged, or you may notice that luck hasn't been on your side. In such moments, it can be very tempting to give in and consider ourselves victims of these circumstances. But what if I told you that assuming the role of a victim is essentially giving up the true power you possess? Stoicism teaches us that power lies within us, in our thinking and reactions, not in the external events we face. When we choose to see ourselves as victims, we simply give up control over our lives. We grant power to those external events to determine our destiny and emotional states. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor, lived a life full of challenges. He governed an empire facing numerous crises, from wars to plagues, but he neither fell apart nor complained about the circumstances. Instead, he emphasized that his responses to these circumstances mattered more than the circumstances themselves. This is the essence of the idea. We cannot control everything that happens to us, but we have the power to control how we respond to what happens. Let's take a simple example. Imagine you're on your way to work and you're involved in a car accident due to another driver's mistake. You could spend the entire day complaining and feeling angry, thinking of yourself as a victim of this accident and believing the world is unfair. But how will this feeling affect you? Will it make your day better? Or will it increase your frustration and stress? The Stoic philosophers would choose to look at this situation differently. They understand that the accident has occurred and cannot be changed, but what they can do is choose how to deal with the situation. They might decide to see the accident as an opportunity to practice patience or to reflect on life from a new perspective. They can also focus on the positives, such as the fact that the accident wasn't worse than it was. Here we learn an important lesson. The more we adopt a victim mentality, the more we relinquish control over our lives. But when we choose to be active participants, taking responsibility for our thoughts and reactions, we regain that control. We free ourselves from the constraints imposed by circumstances and become capable of steering our lives toward the direction we desire. When you face future challenges in your life, remember this lesson. Don't let external circumstances dictate your fate. Be the actor, not the acted upon. Harness the true power within you and don't allow anything to make you a victim. This is the path of wisdom and the path of the Stoics. 6. Make delaying gratification and desires a priority. When we talk about desires, we refer to those fleeting moments of satisfaction we feel when we instantly get what we want. It could be eating a piece of candy despite knowing it's unhealthy, or browsing social media instead of finishing your work. Instant desires and pleasures may seem enticing and momentarily provide a sense of happiness. But have you ever questioned the price you pay for these fleeting moments? Consider this. Every time you give in to an immediate desire, you lose a bit of control over yourself. Every time you fail to commit to delaying gratification, you reinforce the idea that your desires are stronger than you. Herein lies the danger. You become enslaved to your whims. The Stoic philosophers deeply understood this concept. They didn't reject desires because they were inherently bad, but because they realized that desires could weaken our willpower and limit our freedom. Marcus Aurelius himself understood that true strength doesn't come from satisfying desires, but from the ability to delay and control them. He said, "One of the basic values is to live a life aligned with virtue, not fleeting pleasures." To understand this, imagine standing before the fire of desire. It's the fire that burns you more as you get closer for momentary warmth. But if you learn to stand at a distance and control your emotions, you'll find that the fire doesn't harm you but illuminates your path. So, how can you delay gratification? How can you make this a priority in your life? It starts with awareness. Every time you feel a strong desire, pause for a moment and ask yourself, do I really need this? Or is it just a fleeting desire that will soon pass? Train yourself to wait, even if it's just for a few seconds. You'll find the desire gradually subsides. This principle extends beyond merely delaying simple desires. A Stoic understands that life itself is filled with temptations that can derail goals and dreams. Thus, delaying gratification becomes a powerful tool in their hands. A tool that enables them to control the course of their lives rather than letting the tide of desires control them. When you learn to delay instant gratification, you'll find yourself becoming stronger, more focused, and more capable of achieving your true goals. You'll discover that you're no longer a slave to your desires but a master over yourself. This is the essence of self-discipline. Remember, strength isn't just about resisting desires but in your ability to transcend them and look beyond. When you become a master over yourself, your life becomes filled with conscious choices rather than a series of impulsive reactions. If you can control your desires, you'll discover a freedom you've never known before. You'll find that you've freed yourself from invisible chains, and your life becomes filled with inner peace and true strength. 7. Ignore detractors around you. On your journey towards self-discipline, you'll always encounter people trying to steer you off your path. These could be friends, colleagues, or even family members. They may doubt your goals, mock your ambitions, or try to convince you that you're aiming for the impossible. They are the detractors, and they are an inevitable part of life. But remember, the Stoic philosopher isn't affected by others' opinions. Spiritual strength isn't measured by the number of applauders around you, but by the clarity of your vision for yourself. Marcus Aurelius teaches us to listen to ourselves, not to external noise. When you deeply understand what you're striving for and are fully aware of the values and principles guiding you, the opinions of others lose their power to influence you. The challenge here isn't just ignoring detractors, but understanding that their opinions often stem from weakness, not your strength. Perhaps they fear what they don't understand, or perhaps they feel threatened by your efforts to improve and rise above mediocrity. Every time you face criticism or discouragement, ask yourself, does this opinion reflect my truth, or is it merely a projection of others' fears? If you're walking a different path than others, don't expect them to cheer for you. Seneca says, people often oppose what they don't understand, but this doesn't mean your path is wrong. On the contrary, if you face resistance, you may be on the right path. Detractors come in various forms. They could be those who doubt your ability to succeed or those who try to convince you to give up because the road is too hard. Wisdom lies in recognizing that these individuals are often those who couldn't achieve their own dreams, so they try to pull you down with them. To ignore detractors, you must first build strong confidence in yourself. This confidence comes from a deep understanding of your values and goals and from regularly reviewing your actions. When you're confident in yourself, it becomes easier to ignore negative opinions and move forward on your path. Finally, remember that detractors can be your greatest teachers. They place before you a mirror of what you could become if you give in. Use their resistance as fuel to increase your determination and perseverance. As Marcus Aurelius says, Obstacles are the path. Use every discouragement and resistance as an opportunity to prove to yourself that you're stronger than what others believe. You're still here with us, and that's proof of an inner strength driving you toward improvement. I admire people like you and would love to get to know you. Let me know in the comments if you've reached this minute of the video. Also, ignore anyone who tries to discourage you and focus on your goal. The journey is long, but it's worth the effort. Keep going because the journey isn't over yet, and there's much more to explore together. 8. Seek wise individuals to emulate. In our journey toward achieving self-discipline, we need guidance. We need people who have walked the same path, faced the same challenges, and emerged stronger. Here lies the importance of inherited wisdom from previous generations. Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca clearly understood that humans cannot achieve true growth alone. Hence, they looked to the lives of wise individuals who preceded them and learned from their experiences. In today's world, finding wise mentors can be challenging, but we're fortunate because wisdom is accessible through books, lectures, and personal experiences we can benefit from. These wise individuals aren't only those we meet face to face, but can also include historical figures, great philosophers, or even family members who possess wisdom and experience. Why do we need these people in our lives? Because they serve as mirrors that help us see ourselves clearly. By learning from their experiences, we avoid mistakes we might fall into if we walk the path alone. The wisdom we gain from these mentors helps us understand life from a broader perspective and make more enlightened decisions. When seeking a wise person to emulate, be precise in your choice. Look for those who embody the values you aspire to, individuals who live disciplined, humble, and knowledge-seeking lives. Don't search only for apparent success or fame, but for wisdom derived from deep experiences and sincere reflection on life. Marcus Aurelius considered himself a perpetual student. He read and learned from the philosophers who came before him, seeing every experience as an opportunity to learn something new. In his book Meditations, Marcus records lessons from life and shows us how guidance from wise individuals can profoundly shape our lives. But remember, seeking wisdom isn't the ultimate goal. What matters is applying what we learn. True wisdom comes from the ability to implement what we learn from others in our daily lives. When you find someone to emulate, try to absorb their lessons and make them part of your life. Always ask yourself, how can I use this wisdom to improve my life? How can I become a better person? Having wise mentors in our lives not only advances our journey towards self-discipline, but also gives us the strength to face challenges with greater confidence because we know we're not alone. We're part of a long chain of humans who sought wisdom before us and from whom we can draw inspiration. Now, as we continue this video, we encourage you to reflect. Who are the people you can learn from? Who are those whose wisdom you can take and apply in your life? 9. Review your day honestly. In the fast-paced race of daily life, we may overlook a simple yet essential truth. We create our days. Every action, every decision, every word we speak contributes to the fabric we weave for ourselves. But how do we know if we're on the right path? How can we ensure that our daily steps align with our goals and values? The answer lies in honest daily review. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor philosopher, practiced this habit nightly in solitude. He sat with himself, questioning his actions and probing his deeds and thoughts throughout the day. These precious moments of self-reflection aren't just an accounting process, but a powerful tool for continuous development. When we review our day, we engage in a profound act that significantly impacts our lives. It's not just recalling events, but an opportunity to examine our intentions, positions, and reactions. We ask ourselves, did we act wisely? Were we honest with ourselves and others? Did we adhere to the principles we believe in? Were we masters of ourselves, or did we let our emotions control us? Why is this review important? Because it helps uncover negative patterns we might fall into unconsciously. Perhaps we discover a tendency to anger in certain situations or to slack in our decisions when we're tired. These discoveries may be uncomfortable, but they're necessary. They give us a chance to correct our mistakes and learn from them before they become ingrained habits. Moreover, daily review enhances our ability to appreciate the progress we make. Often, we're too harsh on ourselves, feeling frustrated because we haven't achieved everything we aspire to. But when we review our day honestly, we see that progress occurs slowly and steadily. We notice small successes we might overlook in the chaos of life. These small successes form the foundation of greater achievements over time. How do we conduct this review? Start simply. Sit in a quiet place at the end of the day, away from any distractions. Take a deep breath and begin reviewing the events of the day from start to finish. Ask yourself, what did I do well today? Where could I have done better? What did I learn? Were there moments when I felt I was on the right track? Or conversely, moments of regret? Be honest with yourself, but not overly critical. The goal here isn't self-flagellation, but learning and growing. Every day is a new opportunity to improve yourself. If you failed today, there's always tomorrow to try again. But if you don't review, you won't know what needs improvement. Remember, daily review isn't a burdensome task, but a gift you give yourself. It's a special moment that allows you to pause amidst life's whirlwind to reflect, think, and learn. It's the compass that guides you toward achieving your goals and brings you closer to the person you aspire to be. 10. Begin your day with strength. Each morning, ask yourself, what will I do today to make it worthwhile? Every new day begins with new possibilities, but success in the day starts before you open your eyes. When you wake up, you have the opportunity to shape the course of your day and impact your life in ways you might not have thought possible. So, how do you ensure your mornings start strongly and propel you towards success? 1. Start with a clear mission before getting out of bed. Define a main goal for the day. What do you want to achieve, no matter how small? You should have a clear mission to focus on. This will positively direct your energy and prevent distractions. 2. Engage in meditation or physical exercise. Morning meditation or physical exercise is one of the most powerful ways to prepare your mind and body for a strong start. Seneca explains this by saying, controlling your body gives you control over your mind. Strengthening your body strengthens your ability to face challenges. 3. Define your intentions and principles. Begin your day by reminding yourself of the values and principles you want to embody. Be honest with yourself and courageous in the face of circumstances. When Marcus Aurelius focused on the values he wanted to embody, it became easier for him to make the right decisions throughout the day. Use positive affirmations. Start your morning with a sentence that encourages you to act confidently and challenge yourself. It could be a sentence like, "Today is a new opportunity for growth and progress." These are the motivators you need to overcome any obstacles you may face. 4. Avoid procrastination. Don't let the morning turn into a mess of hesitation. Start your day seriously and try to accomplish your first task within the first hour of waking up. This creates positive momentum that makes you more productive for the rest of the day. Regaining control of your morning isn't just a practice to boost your mood. It's a powerful strategy to ensure success every day. Marcus Aurelius knew that mental and physical preparation could greatly enhance the quality of life. Every morning is a fresh start, and it's an opportunity for you to write a new story about yourself. Don't let this opportunity slip away. Wake up, challenge yourself, and start your day with strength and determination. When you start your day strongly, you'll feel ready to face any challenges that come your way. Thank you for watching.